Aushorse. Australia roars, but it's going to go to Australia again. And Scenic Loss wins the King's Stand.
But he won't catch Elstrom. Elstrom coming away, but down under glory.
Hello and welcome to Australian-Thoroughbreds. We've got a big show coming up for you with a special tribute to Australia's champion racehorse Black Caviar, who's now the toast of world racing. She's also now set to fly the flag for us on the international stage. Plus, we profile champion stallion Fastnet Rock. In an exclusive interview with Coolmore's Tom Magnier, he reveals exciting plans for the horse in the Northern Hemisphere and labels him the world breeding industry's next Danehill. But first, let's look back at what's been happening on the busy Australian yearling sales circuit, with successful auctions staged in Sydney, Perth and Tasmania of late. The Australian yearling sales season has got off to a healthy start. The first of the Inglis auctions for 2012, the Classic Sale, was staged in Sydney recently, and the company's managing director Mark Webster was relatively buoyed by how it performed and what this spells for the yearling market in the coming months.
We're setting a bit of a tone for the year that I think the yearling market in the Southern Hemisphere is going to be pretty steady and comparable with last year, which means there's really good buying opportunity for international investors.
It was an anxious start to the yearling sales season in Australia for obvious reasons. It's fair to say that so far it's performed better than what was expected.
I think it has. With the uncertainty in the global markets, some people were predicting that we'd take a bit of a dip, 10 or 20% from last year, but we're holding fairly steady from last year, and I think that's reflective of what we've got to offer here in Australia. We've got so many good stallions here at the moment, your sprinting miler types, but also staying stallions, and there's nothing like having quality product to hold the market up.
Each year, the Inglis Classic Sale attracts various buyers, including Hong Kong's George Moore. He was one of the most active international buyers at Newmarket. George, you've already made your presence felt during the Australian yearling sales season?
Yeah, I mean, we bought a couple of nice horses at Magic Million. We ended up with 5 at the end of the day, ranging from 45,000 to 420,000. We bought a nice Northern Meteor, tactfully. Had luck with those first year size with we took a couple of punts at Stratum first year with Running Tall and Straight Gold, and Running Tall won the size. And Straight Gold looks like he's going to improve into a Group 1 horse. He had a nice win over the 1,000 metres in Hong Kong the other day. And the owners decided to take another punt on Northern Meteor. So we spent a little bit more money than we did on Straight Gold, but it looks like a really nice, quick horse. Northern Meteor will probably be, he only started winning when he was a 3-year-old, so we're going to give this horse a bit of time before we bring him into Hong Kong and let him develop, but he looks ready to go even as a 2-year-old. So I'm not sure if we don't have an actual permit for him in Hong Kong yet, so we probably do the same thing we did with Straight Gold and qualify him for an 85 plus replacement permit. So most likely end up at John Hawkes' yard. And I bought a Written Tycoon over here for 55,000, a nice big strong colt. So might be selling that on to Hong Kong later in the year, or you might be going to New Zealand or Australia for the breeze up sales to see how well he progresses. But right now he's a real laid back colt, and Written Tycoon's doing pretty well as a sire over here. So we're still deciding where we want to send him, but I thought that was pretty good purchase considering a son of Written Tycoon earlier sold for 80,000. He was not as nice a type and a bit smaller, so very happy with that.
Next stop, the Melbourne sale, but the most important sale of the year in this part of the world is the Easter sale.
We got we usually save our really big orders for Easter. We've had a lot of luck with Easter. We bought Happy Zero out of this sale, Champion Mile in Hong Kong, and I think we bought Inspiration out of this sale too. So had a lot of luck at Easter, and got two. We don't have too many orders, but we got 2 very big orders. So we'll probably spend $1 million on 2 horses for a couple of clients in Hong Kong. Specifically, Inspiration and Admiration's owners probably spend $400,000 or $500,000 on another horse down here. We've had a lot of luck buying for him. As I said, he had Inspiration, Champion Sprinter, and then Admiration, which is 115 rating in Hong Kong right now. And he looks like he's progressing into a really nice horse. Really looking forward to it.
The top priced horse at the Inglis Classic was a Hussein Monte Rosa colt, which sold for $140,000. The sales average was just over $30,000, with a healthy clearance rate of 81%. Inglis now plays host to the popular Melbourne Premier Yearling sale. That leads into the most important sale for the year, Sydney Easter, from April 10. It's another extraordinary catalogue that's been assembled.
Yes, very happy with the Easter sale. I mean, it's one that always holds its own because we really do get first pick of the yearlings that are produced here in Australia every year. We're limited in numbers. We can only accommodate 600 here, so we have to be pretty tough on what the selection criteria as to what gets into the sale. But of course, from a buyer's perspective, hopefully that's part of the attraction, that you're coming along and hopefully there's 600 yearlings there that will have appeal, and the buyers will appreciate we've done most of the hard work for them.
Some amazing relations to champion Australian racehorses in the sale, including the half-sister to Black Caviar by champion Stallion Redoute's Choice.
Look, the top of that sale is just unbelievable. You know, we've got about 50 yearlings that are half or full relations to Group 1 winners, and another 50 that are out of Group 1 winning mares, which is amazing. And the one you've mentioned there, the half-sister to Black Caviar by Redoute's, of course, is one of the key highlights. I think she is no doubt the best sprinter in the world, and maybe the best sprinter we've seen ever. And of course, in addition to that, we've got the full brother to So You Think, who is setting the world alight at the moment. So yeah, we're very, very happy at the top of the sale. But aside from what you probably call the celebrity yearlings, there's great depth, and there's a very, very sound middle market of yearlings there that I think will have great appeal to the South Africans and the Asian buyers who may not be prepared to spend $1 million, but might be happy to come and spend $200,000-300,000 on a really good racehorse by a commercial sire.
All eyes, especially you would think European eyes, would be on So You Think's full brother that's in the sale?
Yes, I think so. Look, that particular horse, I've seen him in New Zealand recently, and he's a lovely type. I think he'll sell incredibly well, and of course he's already got the stud value there, hasn't he? So You Think was so popular on the track here, and when he comes back as a stallion in a few years, I think it's only going to help the brother that we're selling.
And other global names in racing that have got relations going through, Star Spangled Banner and Mackay Diva.
Yes, we actually have there's a Street Cry half-brother to Mackay Diva, and I think Tagila stands out as a blue hen mare. She's not a one-hit wonder with Mackay Diva. She has produced a number of top quality yearlings. I think there's 4 black type siblings there already under Tagila, and the Street Cry colt is an absolute cracker, so I think he'll sell well. And Star Spangled Banner, again, he's performed on the international stage, proven, and his brother will sell well.
Then you're looking at the rest of the sort of catalogue, and there's just huge depth to it. I mean, this is looking as one of the best Easter sales in recent memory.
Yeah, look, it could well be. It probably won't be the best in terms of sales prices, and for the buyers that are watching, they'll probably be happy that we won't be breaking any records when it comes to yearling prices. But if you look at the quality of what we're offering up, whether it be the well-bred yearlings, or if you look at the stallion lineup, either way you cut it, I think it could well end up being the best on paper.
And not surprisingly, Fastnet Rock's progeny are expected to be hot property.
Fastnet Rock will be the leading sire of the sale in terms of numbers. We've got in the high 50s of Fastnet Rocks, and whether they're colts or fillies, there's no sex bias with Fastnet. He can produce an Atlantic Jewel and a machine, and he can produce a colt like Wanted that we sold here a few years ago at Easter. So he's got great appeal. The Asians have already caught on to Fastnet Rock, and so are the South Africans and the Kiwis. He's really winning everywhere. There's no stopping Fastnet Rock. But aside from him, we've got stallions that have been popular for longer than Fastnet Rock, in Costa del Lago and Redoute's Choice and Flying Spur, more than ready. We've got great lineups of proven stallions which provide a real base for the sale.
And there's some new names on the list at the moment that seem to be attracting a lot of interest. Sebring in particular, who started the sales season off with a bang.
Yes, very happy. There are a lot of Sebrings. I think there are 40-odd Sebrings that'll be in the sale. And of course, the better bred and better type Sebrings than you've seen in the sales so far across Australasia. And we're very happy with them. And Northern Media, of course, is the other new first season sire that I think will be hot. with Lago being so successful in Asia and South Africa, I think his fastest ever son will no doubt be popular.
In other sales news, Magic Millions hosted the recent Perth Yearling sale. Attracting mostly local buyers, this sale is becoming increasingly popular with international buyers too. The average in Perth was just over $70,000, with the top priced lot a Snitzel Diamonds and Dust colt, which sold for $240,000. Magic Millions also recently conducted a one-day sale in Tasmania. Results there were positive too, with the top seller going to Sydney's Star Thoroughbreds, a Muscat Dies Angel filly for $60,000. The Tassie average reached just over $11,000. So now we're into the business end of the Australian yearling sales season, and so far so good, as the market continues to defy global economic trends and prove that our industry is in very good order.
Durrani's very well bought indeed.
Welcome back. In a fairly short time, Fastnet Rock has made a huge impact on the Australian stallion ranks. He's now vying for top honours on the Australian Sires Premiership. And as he continues to produce winner after winner at the top level, Coolmore's Tom Magnier reveals that they've now got big plans for the horse that they think could be the next Danehill.
It's Lalando in front of Don't Tell Tom. Segment's running a huge race and Fastnet Rock is closing now. Here he comes. Fastnet Rock has raced to Lalando and Segment's the inside and the 3-year-old has just won it. Fastnet Rock, what a beauty. Beating
Tom, it's been a great sales season so far for Fastnet Rock, particularly on the Magic Millions with the sales topper there.
Yeah, you know, obviously the horse that we picked up at the Magic Millions was a lovely type. Fastnet Rock is doing so well on the racetrack that, you know, we're out now, we're looking around and there's plenty of people trying to find the good ones. They're not too difficult to find, and I just think, you know, he's just doing so well on the racetrack. He really is the horse at the moment.
Rockin' Pop's gone past in a bend and a Burgundy's gone. Rockin' Pop's in front. The filly can't get him in a bend and from Dollario. It's Rockin' Pop and Rockin' Pop won the Guineas. Beat in a bend. Planet Rock going after with the bandage flapping around on the leg. A beautiful red in front. Planet Rock trying to get level from Capital Diamond. Planet Rock in a beautiful red. 2-horse war. Planet Rock. Yes, I think it won. But it is all Machine with 120 metres to go. She's 5 or 6 lengths in front, dictated it out in front, and Danny Nicholas going to finally win this Oaks, and Machine romped it in by 7 lengths.
Proven very quickly to not be flash in the pan.
Yeah, you know, like he's a very consistent horse, and he's doing it in that way that's why Dad has decided to bring him up to Ireland. You know, he really looks like he could be a horse that could be the next Danehill. He went up to Ireland and he's covering an unbelievable book of mares up there. He's got foals on the ground just turned yearlings. There's unbelievable chat about them up there. Aidan O'Brien was a big fan of what he's seen, and a lot of other people who've seen the horses up there are very excited by him, and he's gone back up there now and he's doing another season, and he's full at the moment with a very good book of mares, and yeah, he's really exciting.
Likely success up there, producing horses on the ground to race will no doubt make them even hotter property down here in Australia in years to come.
Yeah, you know, it's very hard to find a horse that can do it in both hemispheres, but you know, the word is good about these horses up there. The types that he's throwing has the Europeans very excited about him. And you know, at the sales this year, I think you'll find that the good trainers are buying them. The trainers up there know a lot more about them now. They really do know what's going on with them down here, and that always helps them up there. And you know, people are really following this horse with huge interest. And when these horses go to the good trainers in Europe, it gives them every chance.
Dreyfontaine getting up on the inside. Asusa's starting to hit the line now. It's Agueda in front. Dreyfontaine is coming at it. Agueda's drifting off the track. Dreyfontaine dived and beat it. Dreyfontaine.
He recently produced the Magic Millions 2-year-old winner on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, you know, listen, obviously Gay had the first and second, and you know, we thought the other horse had got it, but then I suppose when you watch the replay, you know, he got the race. But you know, he's a very good horse, and there was you know, there was great chat about him before the race, and Gay seems to think that this horse got a very bright future.
And that win pushes him to the top of the sires race in Australia at the moment?
Yeah, you know, like he's on the way to being you know, one of the best sires in the country, and at the moment, as you say, he's leading the charge. You can't get any more exciting than that. You know, there's a lot of, you know, like hopefully we'll get the filly back out there soon enough. We're going down to see her in Melbourne tomorrow. You know, Mark Kavanagh's very happy with her, and you know, if these horses keep going the way they're going this season, I'd say he's got a very good chance of maybe finishing on top.
And Machine with Atlantic Jewel, the two favourites pair down and race 3 lengths clear from Shadi Rose and Hallowell Bell finishing off down the outside, but it looks like it's all Atlantic Jewel. She left Machine behind, she sprints away, she opens up, and it's a devastating, brilliant win. Atlantic Jewel by 3 lengths Machine, 2 lengths to Shani Rose.
Atlantic Jewel, against her own sex and age, was completely dominant, but she looks like she could be a freak in open company.
Yeah, you know, listen, she blew everybody away with her performances, including ourselves. You know, Dad and that watched the race up in Europe, and they said, you know, we've never had a filly like this. You watch the replays of Kavanagh's reaction after the race, and you know you've got a special filly. But you know, Mark's doing and his team are doing a fantastic job. They've got her back into training now, and it's all exciting now. Heading, you know, hopefully the aim will be something like the Doncaster. And listen, it's just very exciting with her, you know.
She's the favourite currently for the Doncaster.
Yeah, listen, it'll be great now if we get there and she does it. But you know, there's obviously the great filly in Black Caviar, you know. Like, I'm not comparing her to her because she's a long way behind her, but you know, when you get a great filly like this, you know, it makes the whole game worthwhile.
Well, her record speaks for itself, doesn't it? She's so far unbeaten, and every time she races, she totally dominates her rivals, and that's the style of a Black Caviar, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, this filly seems to be able to go over, you know, any ground, so that's exciting. And you know, to race her in Australia, you know, there's such a great Mark Kavanagh's got such a great plan for her down here. It's very healthy, the racing down here. So listen, we're just very excited to have her.
Is the international arena something you would consider with her in the longer term?
You know, with us, you know, it's more the colts that, you know, obviously we're trying to get something like a dual hemisphere type of horse. But listen, we haven't discussed bringing her overseas. You know, the value of the racing in Australia is so good, you know. Like, you know, why would we want to take her away? You know, Cav's doing a great job. You know, the prize money in the racing is great down here. This is where she belongs.
All the best Fastnet Rock eggs are going to be in the English sort of Easter basket, if you like. What are your expectations for him going into that sale?
Well, you know, obviously we'll have to wait and see what kind of horse are there. But you know, having a look at the online catalogue, it sounds like you know, there's going to be some really nice types in the sale. Obviously, he's bred some incredible mares. So you know, that's usually where the best now go is. The best Fastnets will be in the Easter sales. So you know, I think there's a lot of people will be going there with you know, trying to get their hands on them.
Interesting to hear the views of the Coolmore team, and if he continues at this rate, there's little doubt that Fastnet Rock will live up to those huge expectations. Now it's time for a break on Australian-Thoroughbreds. When we return, we'll take you racing around the world and pay homage to the incredible Black Caviar, who's developed a cult following around the globe. You're watching Australian-Thoroughbreds. Well, every so often, somewhere in the world comes along a racehorse that captures our hearts and leaves us in awe with extraordinary performances at the racetrack. Right now, it's Australia's turn to lay claim to having the world's best racehorse. Black Caviar continues to answer the challenges she's faced with, and soon it will be time to leave our shores to take on the world.
Once in a lifetime, an equine athlete comes along and changes the racing world, achieving feats that will probably never be emulated. In Australia, her name is Black Caviar, and lately we've been getting a big taste of this rare delicacy. At her first run for 2012, she ventured to Moonee Valley in a bid to extend her unbeaten sequence to 17 in the Group 2 Australia Stakes over 1,200 metres. In front of a huge crowd, she didn't let her fans down, and the strength of the wind sounded an ominous warning to her rivals that dared to think that this year they might be able to turn the tables on her.
The crowd roaring for one of the greats of the world. Into the straight she comes, Black Caviar, opening up by 3 lengths. Zetty Knight boxing on well, but here she is, 17 straight, the invincible one. Black Caviar won it by 3.
Next stop, Caulfield, where she faced a new challenge, a step up to 1,400 metres for the first time in her career. All her wins to this point had been at either 1,000 or 1,200 metres. Adding to that, she would have the giant Caulfield Cup winning mare Southern Speed breathing down her neck, and that's all she could do. When the gauntlet was thrown down to Black Caviar, she skipped away and rose to the occasion.
Into the straight now, Black Caviar, the awesome racehorse, races to the front. She's kicked away now, she's home. She's 3 lengths clear. Playing God is running on. Southern Speed is making ground. But the pride of Australia is the greatest show on earth. Black Caviar won it by 3 lengths to Southern Speed.
After a remarkable recovery, her trainer Peter Moody decided to back her up the following week and put her under the sort of pressure that most horses crack under. On the backup, she had to drop back to the 1,000 metres of the famous Flemington Straight in the Group 1 Lightning Stakes and meet one of the hottest fields of sprinters she's ever had to. And this time, tactically, they were not going to make it easy for her. So when the gates crashed open, we all held our breaths.
Black Caviar brilliantly out of the barrier stalls, and Lone Rock jumped well, and so did Haylist, and the 3-year-old Fox Wedge was away quickly. Buffering being ridden along to try and take a position near the speed as well as they settle down. And it's Black Caviar who has a slender lead with Haylist on her outside. Haylist now going to the lead ahead of Black Caviar, and Buffering in the blue colours on the far side, the leading trio. And they were clear then from Fox Wedge, Temple of Boom, Feelin' Ready, Lone Rock, Secret Flyer and Metallurgical to the 400. And Haylist closest to the stands, the leader with Black Caviar. Buffering's under the whip and 3 lengths to Fox Wedge. Down in the final 300, and Haylist clinging on narrowly. But now here comes the great mare, and Black Caviar raced up and she's gone past Haylist. Caulfield had to pull the whip. She's having a bit of a race, but Black Caviar is a length and a half in front, and the wonder from down under wins again. Black Caviar 19 straight from Haylist.
Pushed like never before, she reeled off extraordinary sectionals and left her many admirers in awe once again and thinking what and where to next. The international stage now beckons, with the racetracks of the UK her next battlegrounds. And whilst Black Caviar continues to take the limelight, the racing show does go on. On the same day that she should win the Lightning, her younger half-brother, All Too Hard, fittingly made his racetrack debut in the Talendert Stakes for 2-year-olds. Sold for just over $1 million, he was the top lot at last year's Inglis Easter Yearling sale and has already gone some way to recouping that investment. And dare we say, some superior abilities, just like Mum.
Here they come towards the 300 metres now, and All Too Hard's given his head where Little Red Corvette had moved up to Liberty Rock at the tap, boxing on. All Too Hard starting to respond, and Rapper's Delight. All Too Hard and Liberty Rock down on the inside have come clear, 100 to go. All Too Hard is finishing his race very strongly, draws away, and All Too Hard scored by a length and a half to Liberty Rock.
North of the border, one horse starting to establish a formidable record in Australia with just 1 defeat in his career so far is Rain Affair. He returned in the Group 2 Expressway Stakes and asserted himself as one of the most exciting horses to emerge in this country in recent times.
Coming into the straight, he nurses Rain Affair, looking for 8 straight. He's about 3 in front of Winner King. Then Centennial Park, Rangy Rang Do, shootouts are weaving between horses, but Rain Affair, he now draws the whip. He's still got a commanding lead. He's about 4 or 5 in front. He went further ahead when he gave him a crack with a whip. Now eases up late and he wins it easily. Centennial Park got second, shootout I'd say 3rd in front of Winner King.
And in the 2-year-old ranks, the fillies look to have the edge over the males, with Amaretti proving once again the stamp More Than Ready has made in the juvenile ranks.
Diamond Earth, the leader, 250 to go. Coming after it, Marlason, Amaretti down the outside and Sweetener in the middle. These are the four with 200 to go, though. Amaretti just swept on by, sprinted away from them. Look at her go. She's opening up, formidable running on from Sweetener, but Amaretti trotted in by 3 lengths brilliantly.
Amaretti was a $150,000 purchase at the Inglis Easter Yearling sales. And in the male ranks, the late General Nadeem has produced one out of the box, General Ripper, the leading conditioner of 2-year-olds David Hayes.
Where Greenwich still had it from Planet Voyage, Andre Ruhu, Rosambo trying to squeeze through, and Cambiaso's run up onto their heels, and Fermenta's down the outside, and General Ripper, they stretch right across the track here. Anything can win it. Rosambo's coming through. General Ripper from the back. General Ripper and Rosambo come to the line. General Ripper's got up to win a neck, Rosambo.
In New Zealand, Australian-breds continue to win their fair share of stakes races. Choice Bro, a $40,000 Inglis weanling sale purchase, is shaping as an exciting prospect, winning the Group 3 Taranaki Classic and stretching his record to 2 wins from 4 starts.
And Riaz is trying to fight on, and then Choice Bro looking to get an inside run. Occam's Razor, Choice Bro starting to charge on your feet on the outside, is really starting to lift. Occam's Razor, Choice Bro! Choice Bro!
And emerging as a force in the 3-year-old features across the Tasman lately is Bangalore Bullet. He picked up the Dunedin and Gore Guineas.
They're about to turn and go in the Gore Guineas, and it's Fulavino leading the way from Upland. Bangalore Bullet, Never Dies not too far away either, and down the outside Semper Plus and Fragrant with Autumn Fire. They're inside the 200, and in front it's Upland. Bangalore Bullet now starts to let down. Coat of Arms just behind them, but Bangalore Bullet sails away and gets the Guineas. Coat of Arms second, Upland third, and Never Die fourth.
And Group 1 winning Fastnet Rock colt Rockin' Pop added another victory to his record in the Karaka 3-year-old mile.
And the leader is Matabrama, tackled by Shanghai Bund. Out wide Ford Lincoln, Vincent Street, and behind them Rockin' Pop is driving through, one off the rail. Here's Mosh Pit starting to arrive, and Divine Spice looking to run on as well. 200 metres to go. Rockin' Pop made the lead. Mosh Pit could be the giant killer on the outside, might have his measure. Mosh Pit are going out after Rockin' Pop. Rockin' Pop and Mosh Pit. He kept going, and I think he just got there.
In Dubai, the 2 M's, Boober and Monsieur, continue to step up to the plate. Boober added a Group 2 to her resume in the Meydan Balanchine. The filly, once champion 2-year-old in South Africa, has now won 7 of her 13 race starts. And Redout's choice colt, Monsieur, is also gracing the Group Winners' Circle in Dubai, recently picking up the Meydan Al Rashidia Stakes. And the toast of South African racing is the all-conquering Egoglue. The champion 3-year-old filly and middle-distance horse of South Africa last season, Egoglue is unstoppable. Her latest win, her most important, in Group 1 J&B Net.
Meantime, Egoglue has switched to the centre. She's unwinding a run too. Astro News is in behind those, and Tales of Bravery. Bravura, give me the green light. Egoglue is flat to the boards in the centre. She still has 2 lengths to make up. Bravura is still in front. Give me the green light. He's wearing it down. Now Egoglue's in full cry in the centre, and Egoglue is coming at Bravura, and give me the green light. And Egoglue won't be denied. She gets up to win it.
Her record now stands at 10 wins from 12 starts, and she's amassed close to 6 million rand in prize money. Not bad for a $65,000 Inglis Melbourne Premier Sale purchase. Rapidly rising through the Hong Kong racing ranks is Redout's Choice's son, Packing OK. His most important win to date in the Group 3 Hong Kong Centenary Bars.
Super Pistachio in front, 350 to go. Jacoby's the first to strike him and takes the lead, and Packing OK, the stablemate in turn, quickly gathers him in and fires to the front. Pure Champion starting to wind up, but he's got 2 to make up. Packing OK in front. Pure Champion's digging in now. He's clawing back the margin. Sapelli's coming through late. It's Packing OK in front from Pure Champion. Sapelli, Packing OK wins it from either Pure Champion or Sapelli in a photo.
And in Singapore, Tenzing scored his biggest career win in the Group 3 Fortune Bowl.
Mitre Peak's running a big race, looking to angle into the clear, and further back in the race is Tenzing, and Fat Kid still about 5 off the lead in the home straight, and moving up on the outside is Mitre Peak. Issa taking the lead, flying Fulton just a bit flat-footed. Tenzing storming down the outside, but it's Mitre Peak in front. Tenzing storming home late with about 75 metres to go. Mitre Peak, Tenzing's putting in the big strides on the outside. They draw to the post. Tenzing's put in a huge lunge and made it very interesting with Mitre Peak, who's run an enormous race, and Fat Kid in the same boat. He's got up for third. It's a photo finish after the Fortune Bowl.
Bought for little more than $67,000 at the Magic Millions yearling sale, Tenzing has established himself as a trusty performer on the Orchid Island.
And that's all we've got time for on this edition of Australian Thoroughbreds. Hope you enjoyed the show. Until next time, take care and may you have many winners.